Coming up next is the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Television, and this week we're talking about WWE's TLC pay-per-view, the booking of a champion, the WWE Champion, The Miz. Did WWE go too far this past Monday night on Raw in a certain segment? Our mark-out moment of the week, a new segment with the Kaz and Linda, and the WWE injury bug seemingly strikes again. All that coming up next, right here on the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime TV.
And now, celebrating 13 years on the air, this is the Pro Wrestling Report Prime Time with David Hero, Frank Cosentino, Linda Kay, the man they call Meathead, and Damian Nelson. All the latest from World Wrestling Entertainment, total nonstop action wrestling, and more. This is the Pro Wrestling Report Prime Time.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Prime Time, a special Christmas edition, David Hero. It's Christmas Eve. Day before Christmas.
I know.
Christmas is tomorrow. What is this you wear?
I'm festive.
Festivus?
I don't want to be here Christmas Eve, so let's get it rolling here. I got cold up putting stockings.
A lot to talk about this week. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you may be. First, Dave Hero, we're going to talk about WWE TLC, and then after that, we're going to go in-depth on a few topics this week. Firstly, did WWE go too far Monday night when they were doing those jokes on Vickie Guerrero? And the booking of a champion. You know, the WWE Champion, The Miz. Our mark-out moment of the week, a new feature with Linda and the Kaz, and also we're going to talk about the WWE injury bug. Quite a few people out on injured reserve right now, but this past Sunday night on pay-per-view, it was WWE TLC, where we saw a new World Heavyweight Champion crowned, and we saw The Miz retain his WWE Championship. David Hero, you booked it. Last Friday, you took a very bold move and put 2 DWHS moments on the board. Unfortunately, one of them was not to happen.
Well, it's because they don't know what they're doing, obviously.
Clearly.
I mean, how do you invest all that time and effort and money into Wade Barrett to have him lose to John Cena on their first real match against each other? That means anything.
Well, I mean, he did suffer from a pretty substantial injury when those however many chairs were dropped on him.
The only thing he injured was his eardrums. That was it.
Oh, because he was under a riser.
Exactly.
We talked about this extensively, the failure of NEXUS for now on this past Wednesday's ESPN radio show.
Huge failure.
Here's the question that we asked then, and I'll ask you again now. So you got John Cena who loses.
Yes.
Or who does that referee spot,
Mm-hmm.
counts out Barrett doesn't win, so he gets fired, quote-unquote. Doesn't miss a week of Raw. Wade Barrett loses a simple match to John Cena on TLC pay-per-view, and no NEXUS all week.
Well, let's
What
not
sense does
forget
that make?
he got, what is it, FU or double eight now?
I still call it the FU.
Through 6 chairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got beat up outside by more chairs, then more chairs fell on top of him. So, yeah, that's how they wrote him off. But, boy, for a faction that was so powerful and that absorbed so much TV time, to just be done with him like that, it was epic failure. I'm sure if we go on to shopzone.com, we can find the NEXUS shirts at a substantial discount right now.
They just got 2 new ones.
And now they'll be discounted.
Is NEXUS done? Will we see NEXUS again? They're being advertised for some SmackDown events in the next few weeks.
I think that some of them will be, but not all of them.
If of the members that are with NEXUS as last time we saw them, who would you keep? Obviously Wade Barrett. Who else?
You keep Barrett, you keep Harris, you keep Hennig, you keep Otunga. You can keep Gabriel if you want. I mean, he only has one move.
That's a sensational move, though.
But it's one. And the beard.
I'm not sure if we've seen all he has to offer, Justin.
Maybe not. And the kid from Wendy's,
Heath.
you don't need him anymore.
Really?
You could dip him in gasoline and throw a match on him and he wouldn't light on fire. There's nothing there. No, not at all.
WWE TLC this past Sunday night, Divas matchup, tag team matchup, was actually an excellent match.
It was a very, very good match. I mean,
followed up on Monday by another excellent matchup.
yes. Which Fox, Melina,
Mm-hmm.
And
Everybody's talking about this haircut. Did you even notice? It was,
Well,
it was like,
yeah.
I thought she was, Serena'd or something, the way everybody was talking about this haircut.
No. But, boy, Beth Phoenix, you forget how good she is.
That bump she
You
took
don't
was
see her-
pretty
That
substantial.
was ridiculous.
Wow.
I felt bad for her. But Natalie Neidhart and Beth Phoenix, I think, are two of the best women wrestlers going right now.
Well, they're wrestlers
Well, yeah.
by trade.
Well, I'm
which
just
is rare in
saying,
the Divas
they're
division.
very, very strong. I mean, yeah, they've had great matches lately.
It seems as if WWE is actually giving their females a chance to go out there and perform in wrestling matches, which is pretty awesome.
Well, because they have ones that can wrestle. That, it's no longer just throw something out there and see what happens.
Mhm.
I mean, when you have people that, like Natalie Neidhart and Beth Phoenix and Melina, that have gone out there and they have paid their dues, they can put on some good matches, good shows.
John Morrison versus Sheamus. John Morrison becomes the #1 contender for the Miz's WWE Championship, a match that will presumably happen at the WWE Royal Rumble. I do believe you picked Morrison to win this
I
match.
did DHS them. They had to. And they need their Brock Lesnar Bow Holly match for the Royal Rumble. I mean, really.
They haven't said the match is going to happen at the Rumble.
Oh, it's going to happen at the Rumble.
Clearly, but they haven't
Absolutely.
said that.
I mean, who else? They have to do that for the Miz. They got to give him that popcorn match.
Popcorn match. David Harrell, do you care to explain to the IWC what that
an
means?
easy match that Miz is going to go out there. He's going to win. It's like eating a bowl of popcorn. It'll be easy for him. Oh, come on! You know that Morrison.
Kettle cooked? Groovy
Caramel
butter?
corn, whatever.
Caramel
you want.
corn, really?
Yeah. Well, depends if it's
Garrett's popcorn?
It depends if it's Pee-wee's or not. But Herman. But here's the thing. You know that Morrison is not going to leave as the WWE Champion anytime soon.
You know that.
I know that. I could double HS that for 2011.
The whole year?
The whole year.
Really?
Absolutely.
Now, put yourself in January 2010, when the Monday Night Wars resumed.
Yes.
Would you have said that come October, December, November, that The Miz would be WWE Champion?
No, not at all.
So you're sitting here making a bold statement that for the entire calendar year of 2011.
I like John Morrison,
But
he's got a great look. He's extremely talented. But a world champion needs to be good on the stick.
the microphone.
Yes.
The Intercontinental Championship was on the line. It was a three-way ladder match, I believe. And this was reminiscent of an X Division match of old. An Ultimate X match of old.
Yeah, but that was on purpose.
TLC was on purpose, you're saying.
Well, yeah. I mean,
The title belt falling into Dolph Ziggler's hands. He retains the Intercontinental Championship
Dolph Ziggler.
and gets a lot of exposure with John Cena on not just Monday Night Raw, but the special live edition of WWE SmackDown on USA on Tuesday.
he got a lot of exposure, but did it help him?
I think it allowed people to better appreciate his talents. There's a
But
lot more
did
Ziggler
it
talk.
help him? Not
I don't know if we
for
can determine that.
you
No.
Or me, or Kaz, or Linda, or Meathead. I mean,
Here's what I think it did. Dolph Ziggler's a great performer. I've said he's the
Absolutely.
best bumper in the business.
oh,
I've said it.
Settle
I
back.
Stay with that. But I think that gets a little lost in matches with Jack Swagger and matches with Kofi Kingston because they're not on the level of a John Cena. So now putting Dolph Ziggler into the situation where he's wrestling a John Cena, I think more people may notice his talents and skills, and he's got the heat machine with him. We're going to talk about that later.
yeah.
He's got the heat machine with him. I think it may have the ability to help him down the road. I don't know if we can evaluate whether it did or didn't get.
I think it was great. He got some high-profile TV time out of it, but at the end of the day, he didn't do nothing with it, or they didn't give him anything to do with it.
Excellent match on SmackDown
How great
on
would it
Tuesday.
have been if Dolph Ziggler rolls him up with a big handful of tights, or Vickie costs John Cena the win?
Clearly couldn't have done that on Monday because it was, John Cena is back
Right.
on Monday. I missed the part where he left. And then on Tuesday, it seemed like it would have been natural to do something like that on a Monday and then have Cena get the win on Tuesday. Could they have had Ziggler win that match on the live SmackDown?
Yeah, they should have. Cheat to win. How great would that have been?
John Cena kissed Vickie.
You know what? Sometimes you just got to take one for the team.
Overall, WWE TLC. Actually, one more match to talk about, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship match, in which you had DHHS, I believe.
No, I did not.
I'm sorry, I get confused.
I just did 2 matches. One didn't count.
Edge becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion, taking the belt from Kane.
Yeah.
Alberto Del Rio was your guy in that matchup.
Should have won. Should have won. There's no reason to put the belt back on Edge.
He's a 10-time champion now.
I couldn't
Edge.
believe that.
10 times. So he joins the ranks of Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Hulk Hogan never had it that many times.
Did Austin have it that many times?
Austin had it 6 or 7 times, I think.
Redonkulous.
Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Edge is in that category with those talents. Ric Flair in the category with those talents. And the question is do you see Edge as that guy with those names?
I don't put him. He's not in my top 5. He might be in my. He might not even be in my top 10. I mean, he's extremely talented. He can talk. He does all the right things. But when I think of like best ever, I don't think of Edge.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It seems like Edge's his impact on the business seemingly isn't as substantial as it was even 2 years ago. Edge was red hot when he first won the championship or cashed in Money in the Bank and took the title and was on a very strong rise.
Well, he had Lita with him.
Yeah. And they had the live sex scene on Raw.
You can't, yeah.
But now Edge is just sort of, is he that safe fallback guy for WWE over in the SmackDown
He is
side of
right
things?
now, absolutely. So now does that mean we're going to see Edge versus Kane again, or do we see Edge versus Del Rio?
The fans, like this one, would love to see Edge and Del Rio. It's new, it's fresh, it's something different.
I hope so. But don't burn it on the Royal Rumble.
We really didn't, I don't know what we saw advanced on SmackDown on Tuesday. Now, there's 6 weeks until the Rumble. So, of course, they're going to wait 4 weeks before announcing any of the matches for the Rumble. But I don't know if we saw Edge really plant himself in a story for.
Well, he's got to finish up with Kane first. Kane has to get his rematch.
Yeah. Do that on a random SmackDown.
But you know, if they weren't going to put the belt on Del Rio, then they should have kept it on Kane. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, things aren't going the way the writers had hoped on both brands because they're just going in so many different directions right now.
We also talked about on this past Wednesday's ESPN radio show the elevation of several stars in WWE on just this past week's Raw program. It was a bunch of people, and then John Cena and Randy Orton, which is very refreshing to see.
Hey, where's R-Truth?
He was recently hospitalized, which is why JTG replaced him on NXT last week, or this week rather, due to some seizures he had.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
His music was that bad, huh?
I think it was too loud in his automobile.
Gotcha.
Eardrums ruptured, that's all right.
But he is pretty close to Eve. I mean, that could set anything off.
Overall, WWE TLC, the final pay-per-view offering of the year from World Wrestling Entertainment, David Hero, was it worth $45?
Yes.
Really?
I liked it.
Good.
Yeah. It was entertaining. They had good matches, except for the Cena Barrett match. I think everything else had a pretty good flow. I love how they booked the finish for the Orton Miz match. I wish they would have kept the original finish. That was very creative. Wasn't a big fan of the belt falling in the three-way, but it's just another way to screw Jack Swagger.
We'll talk about that later.
All right, just keep your notes going.
Yeah, I got to write that down. I forget stuff. All right, so worth $45, but you enjoyed it at Romines. It was GLCW and PWR Fan Appreciation Day.
And we gave away a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Over 50 different items.
How about a sampling of some of those items? Linda is here. Linda, do you mind grabbing us the treasure chest right over there? The nice
Big
little
box.
with
Just grab a few things that are in
the
it.
Sean
box?
Devari damage to it? Absolutely.
Look at this.
Thank you, Linda. We got some
You're welcome.
merchandise to
Hot off
sell
the-
here.
hot off
Some of
the
this
FedEx
stuff
bus.
given away. Appreciation Day, the famous Thanks Pal shirt.
Official thanks, pal.
Official, which is available at pwrshow.com in the shop section, David Hero, pwrshow.com. Several people ordering these items so far, and if you didn't like the monkey version, you can also get the non-monkey version.
Obviously,
Thanks
there's
Pal
no more
as well.
DWHS t-shirts. Those are sold out. Thanks.
No,
pal.
they're not sold out. They're just
You don't have any?
no, they're there. They're available. I don't have any with me here in the treasure chest here, but you gave them all away on Sunday because you wanted everybody walking around with
Give
those
those away.
DHHS shirts, and then
This is a
the
great
tremendous shirt with a hash mark in front of it. You can get these in all colors, David.
And
Hero.
sizes.
And all available at pwrshow.com. We appreciate those of you who have
Hash
purchased,
mark tremendous.
and those of you who have worn those to events. And of course, the Pro Wrestling Report T-shirt, David Hero, which is also
Open it up.
available.
Show the world.
And also, we're going to be giving away these T-shirts. Congratulations to our Facebook Fan of the Week from last week. And each week on our ESPN radio show, we'll be selecting one of you who have liked us on Facebook, and you will receive a complimentary PWR T-shirt. And also, we're shilling here. It's Christmas, you know.
It is
commercialized.
Yes.
Those of you who purchase our app on Android, PWR app now available on Android, all the latest episodes. You will also be entered into a drawing, which we're going to have on December 31st for a PWR T-shirt.
Whoa, New Year's Eve? You're going to have time for that?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything else.
Okay.
So all those great items available right now at pwrshow.com. David Hero, it's time to go in-depth, and as I said earlier, we've got a bunch of things to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is something that really struck me as, I'd say, borderline offensive this past Monday night on Raw.
You found something offensive?
Borderline.
I can only imagine what that could have. On Raw?
On
It's
Raw.
PG.
Here's the thing.
Hash mark.
Vickie Guerrero
Yes.
is berated by John Cena and Jerry the King Lawler over her weight. And it got to a point on Monday where it felt less comedic and more harsh than it should have been, especially when you look at the history. Vickie leaving the company to be with her family primarily, but also making the comment when she left the company before that some of the stuff they were doing to her, she didn't want her children to see. As a parent, sitting at home, your kids watching your presentation on television, and you're being called fat. Jokes are being made about you. You're being made complete fun of. It just didn't make me feel right. What would be your perspective on that?
Oh, they did.
They went too far, in my opinion. It's sophomoric. They are PG, as you said.
Yeah.
So kids are carrying that to the schoolyard, and granted, they're going to do it anyways, but this makes it cool.
Well, but it was one of the least harmless things I could have done. It wasn't terrible.
Oh, it was hilarious. It was
You know?
entertaining, but I was bothered by it.
I guess you're bothered now. 10 years ago, you wouldn't have cared.
Not at all. That would have been the least
But
impactful thing
It's
they did
kind
on the
of funny
program.
though how TNA is doing their anti-bullying thing,
Mhm.
and then you got the biggest star on Raw bullying a woman.
Speaking of that biggest star on Raw, he was completely obnoxious Monday night.
The Miz? He's
John
always obnoxious.
Cena.
Oh, Cena?
Yes.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know. He was gone. He got fired for
Fired.
3 weeks.
Fired.
Hmm
Yeah, he was over the top.
He was obnoxious.
It's like he really believed he was back.
Right.
I mean, the
Isn't that the only way to sell it, though, is
Yeah,
to believe
I mean,
it yourself?
You know, honestly, he should have came up with a new shirt.
Mm.
You know, they missed a huge opportunity there. But I thought he was truly enjoying himself listening to the fans boo Vickie as loud as they were.
Talked about that on the radio show as well. What a heat machine. I mean, that is Attitude Era, late 90s, early 2000s heat.
I don't think I've ever heard it that bad, even in the Attitude Era.
It was something else. I mean, she could literally not get a word in. And I don't think that was expected.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean,
And Cena played with it, of course, but I mean, all she has to do is say 2 words
do you know why he
in the
played
whole
with it?
arena.
He had to, because he was being outshined by her.
Mm-hmm.
She was the bigger star in the ring at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
What's he going to do?
And was Dolph Ziggler even there?
He was.
Oh.
He was holding her purse. I mean, really, I mean, she got a bigger heel reaction than Cena did a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
So Cena had to do something.
Yeah. Cena got a pretty decent reaction, though. Pretty awesome reaction.
That wasn't nowhere near as Vickie's.
No. No. You know, I don't know.
Ever since you guys had that shot of tequila at WrestleMania, she's been on fire.
Vickie Guerrero is a sweetheart. And putting that aside even, I was still bothered by the segment this past Monday night.
Well, because you guys shared a drink together. You guys, bonded.
Putting that aside, I was still bothered.
It was fine. I think you're overreacting.
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe I am.
I think you are.
But she left the company.
Okay, now, if it wasn't Vickie Guerrero, let's say it was...
Oh, Mickey James?
No, Mark Henry. Let's say it's
But there's
Viscera.
That's perfectly okay.
Why?
Because there is a time-honored level of respect that you
Okay,
give a woman.
So it's not because she's heavier or
She's
fat.
not even that
It's
big.
because she's a woman, that's what bothered you.
Yes.
Well, then say it like that.
They were abusing a woman mentally in the ring, in my opinion.
Wow, that's huge.
In my opinion, that's exactly what they were doing. And everybody, not just on TV, but everybody in the back as well, who produced that segment, was loving every minute of it. They were getting Vickie.
I agree. But I think in the end, Vickie won.
All right.
Really? I just got all rated?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
What message does it send to the audience? Final
No,
point
it's
on that.
no. Okay.
If any.
It depends on how you look at it. Look at some of the signs in the audience. They're more offensive than what was being said. The Miz is more offensive than what's being said sometimes. Cody Rhodes and his grooming tips can be just as offensive.
You're reaching for the stars now.
I usually do. No, I mean, really, come on. You can be upset as much as you want. At the end of the day, it's up to the parents that are with their kids and watch with their kids to set them straight.
Yep.
It's not up to WWE or John Cena
Correct.
or Jerry Lawler to parent
Correct.
the universe.
And I want to make clear, I'm not advocating that be the case or that should be what's going on. WWE has no responsibility to raise kids.
That's not
However,
what you said in pre-show.
the overall or the underlying message of that segment, I thought went too far.
This coming from a guy that loves the DX chop and the Stone Cold finger salute.
The product was overall different at that time.
Okay.
I love the Jeff Jarrett thing when him and
You love slap nuts.
yeah, when him and Deborah were together, and he would say things to her such as, "You, a woman, is going to talk to me, a man, like this." That whole woman.
See, you've gotten older. That's what it is.
More wise.
Yeah, you just gotten older.
Speaking of older, it's time for the cause, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to it's Linda normally reads the emails here, and as we talk to the fans,
Are
that's
you
still
out of
going to
paper?
happen.
Are you out of paper?
Actually, I'm out of printer ink. But
That'll do it.
be that as it may, it's more than email here on the Pro Wrestling Report. So let's go now to the cause and Linda Kay to tell us a little bit about a new segment here on PWR Primetime TV.
Welcome, folks. PWR, the lovely Linda. This is the cause. So what are we doing here?
We're introducing something
We're
new.
going to introduce something new to you, the folks out there. You read the emails each week, and obviously people have a lot of comments, good and bad, about wrestling itself. Now it's an opportunity for you, the fans, the listeners, to go on YouTube, go on Twitter, go on Facebook. We will read those posts and those messages to you, the fans out there. And, it's an opportunity here in the social media center.
PWR SMC.
We already branded it. We even asked our producer, we'll make sure we do that. So, sign up at pwrshow.com. Go to Facebook, go to YouTube. Be a little creative, all right? That's what we're looking for here. We're not going to repost and just say Cena socks or stuff like that. We want some creativity.
Yes, we are the most interactive sports entertainment show on the web, so keep them coming.
Absolutely.
Again, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, emails, keep them coming. We'll do something fun each and every week here in the social media center.
Now, this is going to start next week. And this week, as you can see, she's in lovely red and a lovely Festivus shirt and a Seinfeld band. But, you know, it is the holidays, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we all love our holiday spirits. And, you know, I think it's best that we kick off the holidays right here, right now.
Absolutely. You know I love to party.
What do you think? You know, I got a little mistletoe here.
Oh.
I'll put it right here. And we can start our Christmas celebration. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Bah humbug. But a Merry Christmas to all of you, and to all a good night, especially me.
The SMC, David Hero. The Social Media Center. It's almost like, it felt like Lord Alfred
Are you
Hayes
down
was
with
in there.
SMC?
Oh, yeah, you know me.
Beautiful.
I'll be interested to see what they come up with. They're picking all the stuff that gets read next week, so your censoring of the interns will not continue.
You're letting the cause pick?
That's part of the reworked contract after his little blow up a couple of weeks ago.
Whoa. He's so
You know,
temperamental.
it's all, I watched the press conference on Wednesday, and I learned that it's all about compromise.
Press conference?
Hmm?
A press conference? Wednesday?
Yeah, about 4:15 Eastern.
Oh yeah, that one.
David Hero, we've talked about this quite a bit, and you've been very vocal. It's the ghost of intern pass.
Somebody has to bar that door, I'm telling you.
You've been very vocal about this.
About what?
I'm leading up,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
building here. And,
I don't get the
you know,
notes.
I've been very supportive
Mhm.
of this. The Miz is the WWE Champion. As a champion, whether it's The Miz or anybody else, there's a certain level of protection, a certain level of presentation that should be maintained by the promoters and the company and the bookers of that champion, whether it's The Miz or not, correct?
Yeah.
The booking of The Miz as champion has been challenging at best
But
so far.
he's been protected. Trojan should be his sponsor.
He's not a tag team champion. He's the WWE
Oh, wait
champion.
about tag teams.
Well, the belts.
Not the Trojan I was talking about.
Oh.
He's so protected.
Fine. His vulnerability is what makes it cool.
Huge vulnerability.
What makes it cool. But when you look at his opponents so far, it's been The Miz, it's been Rey Mysterio, it's been Randy Orton.
What? Where are we?
What do you mean?
His opponents have been the. Are we talking about the
Did I say
Miz?
The Miz? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
His opponents have been Randy Orton, Jerry Lawler, Rey Mysterio. And he's got wins over all of them. But at the same time, Jerry Lawler now has a win over The Miz from this
Yes,
past
he
Monday night.
does. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem as if they're presenting him on their television product as a champion with any level of credibility.
No, and here's what bothers me about that is on their own television he has no credibility,
None.
but they are sticking him on all these network TV shows and interviews saying he is the champ, but yet when it comes down to it, he's not doing anything special. So why would people eventually, if they're going to tune in to watch The Miz as the champion, like, wow, he's not any good. I mean,
You disagree on the point of a champion who can lose at any moment is awesome.
I don't like it at all.
I completely love that. So difference there. What's good about the Miz's presentation outside of WWE is, firstly, there aren't many in WWE who could represent the company and the image as well as he does.
Because he's the only guy that has experience in that.
Exactly. So that's how it's helping. You wouldn't see Sheamus. You wouldn't see John Morrison.
I could see Sheamus on Conan O'Brien.
Yes, but you wouldn't see him dancing on MTV and
Well, I don't think he's a dancer.
The point I'm making, David, is this. The Miz can work the media.
Yes.
He can potentially work new people into WWE.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he's being incredibly successful as a WWE champion. I have been somewhat disappointed to this point in the way he has been presented as a champion as far as credibility is concerned. Whether there is any or not, The Miz will get all the blame, but it's The Miz doing what he's told to do.
Yeah, he is. He follows the marching orders. Good for him. But the fact of the matter is, you have The Miz on TMZ, MTV, CNN, MSNBC, even Fox.
Not
has The
news.
Miz on. Yeah, they could. As people tune in, and what do they see? 61-year-old Jerry Lawler pinning The Miz. Congratulations. All that hard work down the drain.
Can it be fixed?
Yeah.
Start over right now.
Have him beat people.
He beat Randy Orton.
Have him beat him. I like how he beat Randy Orton.
Mhm.
I like
Before they
that
restarted.
because that was sneaky.
Yeah.
That was creative. Okay, yeah. Now he's a bastard. Now
Mhm.
he's the prick with ears kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but then you have him lose to Jerry Lawler the next night.
In a bit of a mess of a match.
Well, yeah. I mean, sure, Randy Orton is the reason why he lost, but people that tune in, they see 61-year-old Jerry the King Lawler pinning The Miz. So now is Jerry the new #1 contender?
Oh, John Morrison
Well,
is.
but Jerry Lawler should be, right?
You're putting way too much reasoning into this
No,
discussion.
it makes sense.
Oh, it makes total sense,
Yes.
but you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
The question of the week that I seek answer from you out there in the viewing audience and that one.
That one.
Find out this way.
All right.
Your
go
party
ahead.
spoke.
Bye. Ann.
Will The Miz walk into Atlanta at WrestleMania 27?
My party
Ah!
victory.
Will they walk in?
Or
Will
this
he
way,
walk
whatever we do
in
it.
to WrestleMania 27 in the Georgia Dome? The biggest stage of them all, the grandest stage of them all. Will The Miz maintain his status as WWE Champion through WrestleMania 27? David Hero, yes or no?
He may not be champion at WrestleMania, but he'll be in one of the top 2 or 3 matches. He may be in a triple threat for that title.
Let me repeat the question. Will The Miz
I answered it.
be WWE Champion at WrestleMania 27?
Maybe.
Yes or no, David Hero?
I don't know.
Your gut, your opinion.
My opinion. I can see it happening.
So yes, you're saying.
Maybe. I can't say yes
Back
or
to
no.
your party again. Yeah.
What? Because it could go. It all depends on Elimination Chamber. He could.
Let me
lose.
say this. I have absolutely no doubt whatsoever that The Miz will walk into the Georgia Dome holding the WWE Championship belt. I have no doubt whatsoever.
Well then, I wish Vegas took bets because I would bet the house on his opponent.
I'm not saying he's going to
No,
have
I
it
know
leaving
that.
WrestleMania.
I know.
I'm saying he will walk into WrestleMania the WWE Champion. A lot of people out there seemingly are thinking along those same lines nowadays.
Well, yeah. Look how they're building him up. He's everywhere. He's on the cover of People magazine.
Was he?
Yeah. Oh, I was Justin Bieber. Forget it.
You may not be here next week. What did you just do? You did not just compare the awesome Miz to that little...
No. I didn't compare anybody. I made a mistake.
I still don't know if you've answered the question.
I did. I said maybe.
But that's not an option.
I said he will probably be in one of the. He'll be in a world title match. How does that sound? Not sure which one, but in one of them.
So, come April 4th, or whenever the matches are announced for WrestleMania, this one's going to be sitting here saying, I said it, I told you, The Miz would walk into WrestleMania with the
No.
WWE Championship.
No.
Come whenever the matches are announced for WrestleMania, if The Miz is not still the WWE Champion, he's going to say, see, I told you he wouldn't go into WrestleMania with the championship.
Right.
David Hero,
Well, you're forgetting. One is EPO and one is DHHS.
I get confused as to what point which one we are at. Was that EPO or DHHS?
I'm not sure yet.
I am sure, though, that we had a mark-out moment this week. Mark-out moment of the week. It's a new segment we started
Yes,
last week.
yes.
For me, David Hero, it would have had to have been CM Punk attacking John Cena in somewhat of a random fashion. CM Punk, who I think is in a tremendous spot right now in WWE, given his performance on commentary on Raw over the last few weeks. I think a lot of people have become fans of CM Punk who may not have been in the past.
Right.
And I think his status has actually been elevated while he's been nursing this injury. Now he seemingly is getting launched into a program with John Cena.
He's going to be in a huge program with John Cena. So that tells
Attacked
you-
him on Raw, attacked him on
tells you
SmackDown.
Nexus is going to be gone for a while. That was your mark-out moment?
It was. I didn't expect it. I marked out. I didn't expect it. Cena. I'm sorry. Punk said on the Slammies that he had somebody to get back at. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. And then I didn't expect it to happen the next week that he would go after John Cena.
Right.
So I marked out.
Mine was Rosa Mendez. Did you see those heels? I mean, that's one hell of a Santa's little helper.
Oh, is that why you're Santa this week?
Trying to get some help.
Oh, Lordy. Feel free to send us your mark out moment of the week, and maybe they'll be included in the social media center with the cause and Linda
SMC.
going forward.
SMC.
I want to remind you that voting is now available at pwrshow.com for the 2011 Pro Wrestling Report Honors. You can vote on your favorite wrestler of the year. We're going to be broadcasting that special episode on January 7th, 2011. Should be a fun show, Dave. Lots of big things to
It's going
announce.
to be a
on that
huge show. I can't wait for it.
Linda's going to be hosting.
Really?
You're going to be opinionating.
That's what I do. Got to opinionate.
Also, this past week at pwrshow.com, we launched a new feature, a new way to present the news from the professional wrestling world. And we now have a verified news section at pwrshow.com where you can go to the site and look at the rumors that are out there for professional wrestling, which are unverified, and also the things that we, PWR, have verified and present to you as fact with our name behind it.
The hot news.
Different way to present wrestling news, and we want to cut the clutter, if you will, and give you what we know is fact as fact each and every day at pwrshow.com. Lots of facts out there pertaining to the number of injuries in World Wrestling Entertainment right now, and they're suffering from quite a bit. A couple of names on the list are people who have recurring injuries that are not new, but when you really look at overall how many people are out of action in WWE right now, it's a pretty substantial list. And let's go over it and talk about their injury and when they're anticipated to return and how they might get launched back
And
into
let's
the
see
picture.
who we've really missed.
And the first person I'll start with is Evan Bourne, who I will certainly say I've missed. Out with a shoulder injury. Looks like he might be back somewhere around March.
That late?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He recently updated the world and said he was about 2 to 3 months from recovery.
Imagine the matches he'd have with The Miz right now. They'd be good matches.
Yep. Imagine, have we seen him and Daniel Bryan wrestle?
I don't think so. I don't know if that'd be a good match.
Really?
Yeah. I think that Evan Bourne's more of a high flyer. A lot of high spots.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bryan, DVD's a little more ground and pound kind of guy. Maybe good to watch. I mean, I don't.
Be fun.
I doubt it would be as good as Regal and DVD this past week.
Great match on Raw this past Monday night.
You know,
Christian, who we saw in the Slammies, suffering from a pectoral injury, looks to be back any time now, as early as next month.
he's been missed.
Mhm.
SmackDown can use him.
Yep. Especially when you look at another person who's out.
You know what I think they're gonna do with that?
What's that?
They keep saying how Edge and Christian are like buddies, pals, the whole thing. Well, wouldn't a heel turn be great?
For the two of them?
Yeah, Christian turn on Edge.
Ooh, yes, yes. I like that. I like
See?
where you're going with that. I enjoy that. I
I
like
may have to
that.
tweet that to creative and see what they think.
Goldust, another mainstay over on the SmackDown side of things for a while, is also out.
Really?
However, he's
He's relevant.
I think so.
It's the brother thing, isn't it?
June is
That's
when
fine.
he might be returning
That's
with a
okay.
shoulder injury.
That's fine.
Had surgery recently, actually.
Mhm.
So you don't miss him.
No.
Skip Sheffield, part of NEXUS, NXT.
Yeah.
Looks like he might be back from an ankle injury in somewhere around February.
Okay, and where's he gonna go?
It's a great
Should we
question.
put him in a big box and have OVW stamped on it, or FCW?
R-Truth, as we talked about earlier, should be back as soon as he's
He'll-
medically
you know
cleared
what?
from these seizures.
I miss him.
What?
Eve comes out with him.
Oh,
Come
so
on.
you miss Eve.
Yeah.
He's missed by association.
Okay.
Rey Mysterio, currently suffering from various injuries. That's nothing new. Rey Mysterio's been wrestling nonstop for a very long time. And
You know what? Do you think the Mysterio thing is over?
over as in done.
Yeah, like it's not special anymore.
I have always respected Rey Mysterio's abilities and talents and think he's a phenomenal athlete in the ring. I have struggled with the David versus Goliath story that he gets into twice a year.
Oh, every match is like that for him.
It's great, but he's been, I don't even know how long he's been with WWE, but it's just, to me, Rey Mysterio's played.
I agree.
To the kids and the masks.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Not played at all.
You know, but well, I think it's time to make Ray just an attraction the same way Undertaker is. I don't think we need him every week.
Yeah. Keep it special.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H, bicep injury. He should be back anytime now. He actually wrestled as part of tribute to the troops. Didn't wrestle, but wrestled at the WWE Fan Appreciation back in November.
And who did he beat? Del Rio. The top star, again.
You know, do you miss Triple H?
Of course.
Triple H is,
He's
I
the
think,
only
undervalued.
man on the show.
He's the only one?
He's the only guy that looks like a, you know,
Yeah.
like, I mean, he's the only guy that's not a kid.
Or a frat boy.
Or a frat boy, yes.
The Undertaker had surgery on his rotator cuff. Going to be out till about April. May be able to come back in time for WrestleMania. He's got to come back in time for
Depends who he
WrestleMania.
works at Mania. If it's Kane, he'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be somebody that he trusts. It won't be somebody like Cody Rhodes. He doesn't know him that well.
Yeah.
You know? How dare Cody Rhodes
Attack Hornswoggle?
beat Hornswoggle? Did you see that? You had no problem with that, did you? You have no problem with them saying fat jokes to Vickie, but you can't. But when it comes to Cody Rhodes beating up a little person, you just turn a blind eye to it.
During that segment, I don't know if you noticed the red carpet in the ring. That carpet at times is slippery. What happened was Cody was getting in the ring and attempting to run after Big Show, and he slipped and hit Hornswoggle, who then fell.
Honestly, that was hurtful to me. It was bothersome. I was tempted to write Congress. You got to protect guys like Hornswoggle.
Randy Orton.
Not that Cody's that much taller, but still.
Randy Orton, rumored, not fact, not verified, rumored to be suffering from a neck injury that is.
He
laying
needs
under
to
the
take
surface.
some time off and come back after the Rumble.
The
He
last
is
thing they need is for him
irrelevant
to
right
be.
now.
Yeah, totally.
He does
Absolutely.
nothing. He comes out first on the live SmackDown. First guy out of the box.
Well, USA Network, WWE wanted to make sure they captured all the eyes they could, so having The Miz in the opening contest
But how
to defend his championship was
unenthused
smart.
did Randy Orton look?
How unenthused does he look every week?
But there's no fire in his eye.
Why should there be?
Well,
What's he doing?
He's
What's
wrestling
Randy-
The Miz. That's why there's no fire in his eye.
He's done. He's moved on.
It's like, I can't believe I'm working with this kid. Frat boy. When was the last time there was a world champion that looked like The Miz?
That's what makes it great.
Yeah, that's like having Hardy's Light be your champion. You know, Gen Me.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
no.
They look the same. He's got longer hair. Does The Miz look believable as a world champion?
That's what's great about it.
You walk into a room and, hi, I'm the world champion. Really? I'm thinking Goldberg, Austin, Rock, Big Show.
Days gone by.
I understand that, but look what we got now. That's why ratings are the tank. There's nothing believable anymore.
Ratings in the tank, huh?
There
There we go.
yes.
Yeah, you know exactly where I'm going. 5.1 million viewers this past Monday night, highest since late September. Demographics, number 2 only to Monday Night Football, and key demographics, 18 to 49, 18 to 34.
Because they've had crappy games on Monday Night Football lately.
Monday Night Football scored an 11.6, became one of the top 10 rated programs in the history of cable TV this past Monday night.
Keep spinning it. I know I'm
Those
right.
are facts. Those are facts.
I'm from
You know,
fact
CNN's
check.
having some challenges. Can we go back and do Crossfire? Maybe?
Oh, CNN saying the guy dies.
They never said that. They never said Morgan Freeman was dead.
I can't believe they said
They
Megan
never
Freeman died.
said that
I
he
saw
was
it
dead.
on their website.
No, you did. You never go to CNN.com.
I do.
Your browser won't even go there.
It does.
No, why are you?
I got the adware on my
They did
computer.
not.
I can go on
They
that site.
never reported that Morgan Freeman had died. It was a Twitter lie.
You're saying Twitter lies? Are you serious? That's where all the hot news comes from. That's how I know you go to Taco Bell at 6 o'clock in the morning.
If Randy Orton, if John Cena, if Edge, if Rey Mysterio, if, let's say, The Miz, any of those big names right now in WWE were to suffer an injury that would take them out of action going into this critical time leading into WrestleMania,
It'll be fine.
what impact would it have on WWE?
Not that big, because they're not going to be in a program with The Miz. They're going to be in a smaller program. All those guys that you mentioned, Cena, Orton, Edge, whoever, they have to be in a program for the world title for it to mean anything. Because they have not built anybody else up on those shows to warrant, what, you're going to have Morrison against Orton? Orton against Sheamus again? No. Orton has to go against The Miz for the world title.
When Triple H comes back, though, I think it changes things dynamically.
That's why I think it could be Triple H versus The Miz versus maybe John Cena.
Some have said that maybe the Royal Rumble is going to advance to Orton, Miz, Morrison. Put a star in there. Who wins the Rumble? If you had to call it right now, who do you think
I don't
wins
know
the
who's
Rumble?
going to be in it yet.
If you had to call it right now with the talent pool that is WWE, taking out champions, who do you think might win the Rumble? Which is a spot question, by the way. Which isn't necessarily
it's
fair.
It's going to be John Cena or Triple H.
Triple H returns, number
I would love
something.
to. I would love to see Del Rio win it.
That would be great.
I would love
That
to
would
see
be
that.
great. Del Rio, I like that. Del Rio Edge. I like that.
Oh, that would be a terrible match at WrestleMania.
Really?
Edge is old. That's not going to sell pay-per-views.
So who does Edge drop the title to between Rumble and Mania?
Maybe Del Rio.
So it's Del Rio versus...
I have no idea. Undertaker? I don't know. I have no idea.
It's very complicated right now in WWE,
You're asking
isn't it?
for to be the booker 3 or 4 months in advance. That's not going to happen. It doesn't work that way.
You're an opinionist, right?
Yes.
I asked you for your opinion.
Well, that's
I
different.
didn't say DHHS it.
You didn't
That
ask
was
for
EP.
an opinion. You're like, what do
David
you
Hero,
think?
your opinion on who might win the Royal Rumble. I know you don't know who's in it, but if you look at all the people right now in WWE who aren't champions, who might win it? In your opinion,
Cena or Triple H.
Triple H returns. It's always great to have a big return at the Rumble.
And that's who normally wins it.
Whoever returns, right?
Cena comes back from the torn pec, he wins it. Edge pops out of nowhere, he wins it. Triple H comes back from injury, he wins it.
Yeah. I can hear the hate now if Triple H does come back and win the Rumble, though.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think
It's
so.
been that long? Been enough time?
Even though I think it'll be Triple H and Sheamus at WrestleMania,
Mhm.
but who knows?
Well, they've got some unfinished business.
They do.
Well, that's a show.
That's it. That's all you got.
That's all we got. End of page right there.
Beautiful.
We'll be back next week. Another edition of the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime. In the meantime and in between time, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the Pro Wrestling Report on ESPN Radio. You can get it on your iTunes account. You can get it on Blog Talk Radio. You can get it on the PWR website, pwrshow.com. And also, be sure to like our Facebook page, which you can link to through pwrshow.com as well. I'll be reading those comments starting next week in the new PWR Social Media Center. For David Hero, the Kaz and Linda Gay, this is Damian Nelson saying thanks for tuning into this week's edition of the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Television.